I'm a former football NFL player, and if you don't know, the reason I got out of the game was because of what concussions were doing and what they were doing to my brain.
Yeah.
You know, and this is why the next story has really caught my attention.
So we're talking about brain training, and whether it's after a concussion or if you find yourself just not able to quite master those test-taking skills, this can help. TCL producer Kelly Hansen shows us why the LearningRx program helped a Lake Elmo woman go from the brain trainee and then she became the brain trainer.
All right, have you done down here with the words yet?
27-year-old Kendra Fleming is a brain trainer at LearningRx in Woodbury. She's helping this little girl with her long-term and short-term memory, even auditory processing.
Good job.
All things she struggled with until only 1 year ago.
I had a lot of issues in school. I struggled with paying attention. I struggled with, I would do the homework and then forget it at home.
Kendra suffered from testing anxiety, and just before graduating from high school, she was diagnosed with attention deficit disorder.
When the test was in front of me, I couldn't remember anything. My mind would just go totally and completely blank. Even if you're really trying to focus, your own brain chemistry is working against you.
She was able to maintain her grades, but it was a constant struggle.
It's just so frustrating to feel that you should be doing well and to know how hard you're working and to just never be able to see the payoff from that work.
She graduated from college with a biology degree, but knew if she wanted to further her education, she'd have to do something about her learning disability. That's when at 26 years old, she gave the LearningRx program a try.
And not immediately, but after, I would say about a month into training, I really started noticing that my brain was just a little bit faster and that I was having an easier time remembering things.
Kendra trained her brain for 16 weeks, and at her final assessment, she found out her IQ jumped 21 points.
Now I can study less and sleep 8 to 9 hours every night and get really good grades.
Her results were so good, she was asked to come back, this time as a trainer.
Keep going.
As we actually test potential trainers in these areas. And that's why in the assessment, when Brock saw how strong she was, he was like, you really should be a trainer. And they make great trainers because they've been through the program. They can also relate to the learning struggle, and that's huge of a child.
You're getting the spacing perfectly. Yeah, LearningRx has really made an incredible, incredible impact on how I feel about my own learning and my ability to demonstrate my own learning. I mean, I know if either of my students get half out of training what I've gotten out of training, then I feel like I'm really helping them get something amazing. Awesome, high five. Great job.
So LearningRx Executive Director Rich Frieder is here, and Kendra is joining us with her student James because they are going to show us how brain training works while we're chatting. So I know, Kendra, you're going to start with this attention arrows activity. Yeah. I always want to call it a game. Is that the wrong thing? Because it feels like a game.
It feels like a game. They're actually really intense exercises we're doing. The good news is to the student being trained, it feels more game-like. Most of our students love the training.
Yeah, okay, so tell us what they're doing over there.
Okay, so this is, like you said, attention arrows, and kind of behind all of what you're going to see today is the concept of we're getting to the root cause of any learning struggle. This one works on attention. So whether it's attention issues, reading, organizational issues, concussions, things like that, any learning struggle, we're getting to the root issue that's causing it and removing the obstacle. So what's happening is the way you strengthen the skill is to require it. So in other words, to strengthen attention for James, she is doing really intense exercises that require attention skills.
So he was having to read, so when we saw that little sheet, was he reading what the actual color was, not what the words were?
He was reading, actually he was doing arrows. So he was telling us the direction of arrows, and then it becomes more difficult, where then you flip the arrow a quarter turn clockwise. We do it faster. If this is done in our center, it's also very loud, and our trainers purposely distract, because we're training skills like selective attention and sustained attention, the ability to tune distractions out, stay focused on something that's maybe not thrilling to an individual, which is how attention issues show up.
I mean, can you explain a little bit about cognitively, what's actually happening inside the brain?
We're actually we're changing the way the brain functions. So you had mentioned, how important exercise is to you. Well, this is not dissimilar to that, in that we're really creating intense exercises that change the way the brain's functioning. So we're creating stronger neural pathways, more synapses, and the great news about what we do is that the gains actually stick.
Right.
So this isn't the type of program where typically you're just coming back over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it's cognitive, it's not like tutoring
Sure.
where you're treating the symptom with more academics. We're figuring out, well, why is the individual struggling in the first place?
See, it's like if
and
you-
getting to the root issue.
If you do ab exercises, you have
Right.
to keep doing them.
I know.
This, you do
I
it
wish-
and then it
I
sticks.
wish it
Okay,
stuck at the
let's
gym.
talk about this memory digits one that they're doing right now.
Yeah, so memory digits works on a couple skills. The main one is called short-term memory or working memory. It is one of the most critical skills. When it's not strong, it's very frustrating. Basically, it shows up as like if you have a child of an 8-year-old, it's telling them, I want you to put your pajamas on, put your laundry away, and go feed the dog. If this isn't strong, that's not going to happen, right? In a classroom, it's being able to hold your thoughts while you work through a math problem, like a word problem or something more complex. If it isn't strong, it's like scattered thinking. Most individuals who have organization issues, like not getting their homework turned in, getting behind in school, can't get the work done in time. Working memory is an issue, as well as processing speed, which is another
that
skill.
cool?
And
with
isn't it
training.
true? I mean, can't your brain find a new way to call memory? If
Yeah,
it struggles in
absolutely.
one, it can create a new pathway.
It has an amazing ability to compensate and create new pathways. And you see that with people who have strokes. And we work with elderly people as well, adults, kids, as well as elderly. And individuals who have had like traumatic brain injuries where portions of the brain have been really impaired, the brain it basically rewires itself.
It's remarkable.
But it doesn't happen on its own. That's why this is a really clinically based, intense program, systematic program to train those weaknesses. It's also one-on-one, so it's customized to what every individual needs.
Very relational
Yeah,
too.
Rich,
Exactly,
thank you
yeah.
so much. This is great. And Kendra and James, great job, you guys. Thanks for showing us. I love it. Look at James. Good wave, yeah. All right, if you're
Awesome.
wondering if LearningRx could help you or someone in your family, you want to call today and find out. Mention Twin Cities Live and get half off your initial assessment. And to find a center near you, we've posted more information at our website. It's twincitieslive.com, and we want to thank LearningRx for sponsoring the show.